welcome back to our reading home. My name is Rochelle. If you're new here, if you're not, if you're returning, welcome back, my radiant stars. So today I want to go ahead and plant out my sweet potatoes in my little kiddie pools. I am trying to beat the rain right now. Living in Florida, it rains literally every single day of the summer. If you're not familiar with that, well, yeah, sorry to burst your bubbles. Not always rainbows and sunshiny over here. I mean, there's probably going to be a rainbow after the rain today. But yeah, I want to try to quickly set up these kiddie bowls with my sweet potato vines. I started some sweet potato vines at the end of April in our living room, just with some potatoes that I had left over. My kiddie pools are flying around right now. It's so windy out here. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Or maybe we might have to put this up on a less windy, almost rainy day. But anyway, let me go ahead and try to see what I can get done here. Let me show you these sweet potato slips as well. Alright, you all, these are the sweet potato slips that I grew from leftover sweet potatoes that I had in my pantry that started to sprout. So I figured I'd drop them in a little bit of water and see how far they'll grow. I did that in April. I believe it was late April. I wish I had marked the exact date of when I did this, but they grew so long. Look at how long these vines are, and I think they look great. So we're gonna plant them out into our kiddie pools. I did also purchase some sweet potato slips from a seed company. I will go grab those. They don't look as long and luscious as these ones, and I'm honestly so proud of these. I love them. They've been sitting on my kitchen table for so long, just getting longer and longer and longer. But anyway, let me show you the ones that I picked up from the seed company as well. Oh, before I do, the only thing that is like a kind of downfall about growing your own slips from the potatoes that you get from the store, you don't really know the exact variety of sweet potatoes. So these are just a regular, very like yellow inside, orange inside sweet potato. So I don't know the name of this variety, and also they're not organic. They're just regular traditional potatoes that I had from the store. I believe I got them from Walmart. But let me show you the ones that I got from the seed company. Those are organic, and I'll let you know the name of those potatoes. I believe they start with the B. I'll make sure to put them. So these are the slips that I picked up from a local seed company. Well, it's not local, I ordered it online. I'll put the name of the seed company somewhere on the screen here, and I'll also put the name of the variety of sweet potatoes. So these ones are obviously not super long. I just recently got them. When I did get them in the mail, I had accidentally left them in our mailbox for a couple of days, not knowing that they had arrived. And when I opened up the container, I was so sad and disappointed because they were so wrinkly and shrivelly inside. And I'll put a picture of what they looked like when they got delivered to me. But there were instructions in there that said, you know, don't worry if all the leaves are shriveling up, and to, you know, still plant them. But anyway, so I put them in water because at the time that I got them, I wasn't ready to go ahead and, you know, start the kiddie pool project. So this one is probably the best looking one. Hope you can see that. It's rooted and it put out a new leaf. But honestly, some of them look kind of worse for wear, kind of like this. I'm still gonna plant this out because there's still some life here in the roots, so hopefully it will still root and create some sweet potato tubers. But it's starting to rain out here. I might have to put a pause on this and come out and do this another day. All right, see you guys later. Hey friends, today we are out here again for day 2 of this project. Yesterday I got rained out, so I have to work pretty quickly today. Again, we are forecasted for rain here in Florida all week long, so when there's little breaks is when I'm going to work on my garden projects. So today we're gonna go ahead here and get the kiddie pools together and get it set up for our sweet potato slips. Yesterday I was able to show you the slips and how long they grew, so that's great. They look amazing, they're thriving, and I'm so happy with those slips, especially my homegrown ones. So yeah, first step that we have to do here with these kiddie pools is to go ahead and drill some holes. Now, I don't want the fact that if you don't have a drill to stop you from doing this project. The plastic of kiddie pools are usually pretty thin, so you can just, use some scissors and poke some holes in there with your scissors. If you're careful enough, you can maybe use a knife even and just like poke some holes in there. So yeah, I'm gonna use a drill today, but use what you have and just, get the sweet potatoes in the dirt. All right, so let's get started. All right, you guys, so I ended up using my scissors because I must be missing a part for my drill. I wasn't able to get the bits in, or maybe I picked up the wrong drill bit kit for the drill that I have. But irregardless, I'm not gonna let that stop me from doing this project. I just use scissors to punch the holes in the kiddie pools. Of course, just be careful. But now I just place the kiddie pools where I want them. I'm gonna fill them up with a mixture of soil, and I've done a little bit of research to find out what's the best mix for sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna use raised bed potting mix by Kellogg's. Also, I'm going to use some biofiber, some perlite. I'm going to put some worm castings in there, and that should be, good enough for the sweet potatoes. I did hear somewhere, probably from a YouTube video, I don't remember which one, but sweet potatoes like sandy soil. I wanted to get some sand to put in here, but I didn't get any, so it's all good. I think it'll be okay with the perlite. The perlite will add some extra fluffiness and drainage capacity for the sweet potatoes. So let's go ahead and get the soil mixed up. In. Hope you can hear me, but we're adding perlite. Now I'm going to add some worm castings. Next up, the biofiber organic soil conditioner. It's like a peat moss alternative. And lastly, my bone meal. And if you guys saw my short, you know exactly what happened to this bag. Mix everything all up and then get my sweet potato slips in. And I'll show you guys again what my sweet potato slips look like. Okay, this is what this one looks like after it's been all mixed up. The before, the after. Okay, you guys, I'm going to start off with my homegrown sweet potato slips. I'm going to get these in the first pool, the one that's closest to the raised bed. And so I figured we can kind of experiment, see which one grows best. So we're going to do the homegrown in one kiddie pool, and then we're going to do the ones that I bought from the seed company in the other kiddie pool. So here we go. Let's snip these off and get them into the dirt. So I hope you can see this. I'm going to snip this right here at the edge of the potato and put this entire slip into the bed. And I have 1, 2, 3 usable slips on this potato, and we're gonna get that planted. This is hard to do with here we go. 1, 2, oops. And last one, 3, oops. All right. On this sweet potato, we have 2 usable slips. Well, actually 3. We also have 3 on this one. So 1, this one is very little, 2, and then 3. So I'm going to snip these off and get them into the first kiddie pool. 1, 2, whoops. Actually, I'll leave this little one on here so it can get a little bit bigger and grow up just a little bit more. So I'm going to leave that one on here. So just 2 slips from this potato. But in total, I have 5 slips that can go in this bed. And I actually have a test slip that I'll show you guys. I put it in water. I had cut a few leaves off of the potatoes when they were sitting on my dining room table, and I stuck it in water to see if it would root, and it did. I'll bring that over so you can see it in a moment. But let's get these 2 in the dirt, and I'll bring that last one over. This one was my experimental slip. I took a few pieces of the leaf and I put it in water to see if it would root, and it sure did. Look at that baby. Look at all the roots on that. Alright, so we're going to plant this one with our homegrown slips as well. And so that makes 6 homegrown sweet potato slips, plus one I didn't plant because it's really small. I figured give it some more time to grow on the potato. But yeah, let's get this in the dirt. Now these are the slips that I bought from the seed company. I believe it was Southern Exposure. I bought it from there. And so they sent me 6 slips. I took all the dead leaves off and I put them in water so that they could root. And they sure did. So they sent me 6 slips. I only think maybe like 3 or 4 of them are really, good and usable. Those are 3 slips. And then there's a few in here that kind of look a little worse for wear. They look a little dry and dead, but I'm still gonna plant them and maybe they'll root, who knows. But we're gonna go ahead and get these in the second kiddie pool. So, all right, let's do it. All right, you guys, now we're gonna water everything in and hope for the best with these sweet potatoes. This is my homegrown sweet potato slips in this bed here. Well, in this kiddie pool. All right, and these, they're so small, but they're the store-bought ones. So you can see one here, one there, another one there. There's one here, but it's hard to see it because it's the slip has turned a little brown. I still planted it. There were 2 slips like that. All right, everyone, so that is how you set up kiddie pools as raised beds to grow sweet potatoes, or that's how I'm setting it up. I figured I want to share it with you guys if you also want to utilize kiddie pools to grow any sort of, you know, root tubers like sweet potatoes, or if you, even if you want to grow something like peppers, some small varieties of tomatoes, you can grow them in these type of kiddie pools. Now, I don't know if I did the best job explaining all the steps, so just in case I didn't, I am going to put in the description a few other videos that I watched that kind of encouraged me to go ahead and use these kiddie pools to grow food in. Alright, if you are at all interested in gardening and you found this video based off of just searching on YouTube, I'm sure you've also seen Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm. And so she has done 2 videos on how to set up kiddie pools as raised beds. And so I will link her videos down below, but I did also see a couple of other really interesting YouTube videos of people using the kiddie pools to grow sweet potatoes. So I will link those in the description down below as well. Just, you know, some informative videos that you can watch to help encourage you as well. So yeah, this is how I set these up here. Now on my right side here I have the potatoes that I got, sweet potato slips that I got from a seed company, the Southern Exposure Seed Company. These are the Beauregard sweet potatoes. So for this one I do know the variety, and the one on my left side here, those are my homegrown sweet potatoes that I grew on my kitchen table from some sweet potatoes that I had in my pantry that were starting to develop slips on them. So I don't know the variety really. I do know that inside of it is like a very bright orange sweet potato, so it could be a Beauregard too. I don't know, honestly. But we're gonna test them both out. We're gonna kind of do, you know, like store online seed company versus my homegrown sweet potato slips. So we'll see how they do. I'm gonna give them both about 100 days to form the potatoes, because that is what the instructions said for these Beauregard ones that I picked up. So I am assuming that 100 days for my homegrown ones would be good as well. But anyway, this is how I set this up here. I hope it encourages you to also think outside the box when it comes to raised beds. But yeah, and also, you know, I hope that you guys will stick around and, you know, for more content similar to this. So I'll see you guys soon.